There are strange things done under the midnight sun by the men who moil for gold, and the Arctic trails have their secret tales that would make your blood run cold. The Northern Lights have seen queer sights, but the queerest they ever did see was a night on the marge of Lake LaBarge when I cremated Sam McGee. Now, Sam McGee was from Tennessee, where the cotton blooms and blows. Why he ever left the South to roam round the pole, God only knows. He was always cold, but the land of gold seemed to hold him like a spell, though he'd often say in his homely way that he'd rather live in hell. It was Christmas Day, and we were mushing our way over the Dawson Trail. Talk of your cold? Through the parka's fold it stabbed like a driven nail. If our eyes we'd close, the lashes froze, and sometimes we couldn't see. It wasn't much fun, but the only one to whimper was Sam McGee. That very night, as we lay packed tight in our robes beneath the snow, the dogs were spent, the dogs were fed, and the stars overhead were dancing to and fro, he turned to me and, "Cap," says he, "I'll cash in this trip, I guess. And if I do, I'm asking you, you won't refuse my last request." Well, he seemed so low, I couldn't say no. Then he said with a sort of moan, "It's icy cold, and it's taking hold till I'm chilled clear through the bone. Yet it tain't being dead, it's the awful dread of the icy grave that pains. So I want you to swear, come foul or fair, you'll cremate my last remains." Well, a pal's last need is a thing to heed, so I swore I wouldn't fail. We started on at the crack of dawn, but God, he looked ghastly pale. He crouched in the sleigh, raving all day of his home in Tennessee. But before nightfall, a corpse was all that was left of Sam McGee. Oh, there wasn't a breath in that land of death as I hurried horror-driven, with a corpse half hid that I couldn't be rid because of a promise given. It was lashed to the sleigh, and it seemed to say, "You can tax your brawn and your brains, but you promised true. So it's up to you to cremate these last remains." No promise made is a debt unpaid, and the trail has its own stern code. So my lips were dumb, but in the days to come in my heart, oh, I curse that load. And every night by the lone firelight, while the huskies round in a ring howled out their woes to the endless snows. Oh, how I loathed that thing. And every day that lump of clay seemed to heavy and heavier grow, but on I went, though the dogs were spent and the grub was getting low. The trail was bad and I felt half mad, but I swore I wouldn't give in, and sometimes I'd sing to that loathsome thing. I hearkened with a grin. Then we came to the marge of Lake LaBarge. A derelict there lay. It was jammed in the ice, but I could see in the trace she was called the Alice May. I looked at it, and I thought a bit. Then I looked at my frozen chum. "Then here," said I with a sudden cry, "is my crematorium." Some boards I tore from the cabin floor, and I lit the boiler fire. there was some coal I found lying around, and I heaped the fuel higher. The flames, they soared. The furnace roared. Such a blaze you'll seldom see. Then I bored a hole in the glowing coal, and I stuffed in Sam McGee. Then I took a hike, because I did not like to hear him sizzle so. The heavens scowled, and the huskies howled, and the wind began to blow. It was icy cold, but the hot sweat rolled down my cheek, though I don't know why. And the greasy smoke, like an inky cloak, stretched across the sky. I do not know how long in the snow I wrestled with my grisly fear, but the stars were out and were dancing about before I ever ventured near. I was gripped with dread, but I bravely said, "I'll just take a peek inside, for I guess he's cooked and it's time I looked." So the door I opened wide. There sat Sam, looking cool and calm in the heart of the furnace roar. And he had a smile you could see for a mile. Then he said, "Please shut the door, for it's nice in here, and I greatly fear you let in the cold and the storm. Since I left Plumtree down in Tennessee, it's the first time I've been warm."